So how about that German beer?
Oh my gosh. The coolest thing is in Belgium, mostly from what I remember, every little village or I guess that's what you'd say, but they have their own brewery, right? And it's just like so you get a flavor of every little area, and I thought that was the coolest.
It is cool, yeah. 'Cause ours was Park Brawl, where I was stationed.
Okay,
when I was living there, it was you get the Gambit, you get the Pilsners and the box and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, and at the time, and I'm not a huge beer drinker, but Heineken, we were really as a band, we were loving it, and. One of our trips over there was Queen's Day. We and everybody in the city dresses up in orange.
Interesting.
I think it's. I don't know. I feel like this is City Worker Day or Utility Man Day,
Prisoner Day.
Prisoner Day. Yeah.
You could have worn an orange vest, right?
I could have. Joined in. But so that was an event happening, and we had just flown in, and. We're trying to adjust to the time and all that stuff. So we just decided, let's stay awake and let's see what's going on in the city. Venture out and saw all this stuff happening. And we hear this rumbling, looking around, and like, here comes these tanker trucks, like literally like fuel trucks. But as they come rolling by, it's Heineken.
Tanker trucks full of beer.
Yes. And then as we get into town, we literally saw them hooking up a hose to the side of one of the buildings. And, are you kidding?
Well, that's what they use to fight fires over there.
I suppose so, yeah.
They should have taken that tanker truck and hooked it up to one of the fire hydrants.
That would have been brilliant, yeah.
Then you would have had people in the street, like, turning it on and stick their mouths in.
Yes.
So, I mean, so you got a great experience, of that. Did you get to do Oktoberfest while you're over there?
No.
Okay.
These were end of the summer, early, not into October at all. Summer's trip.
So they party all year round, is what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, that's what
I pretty much did.
That's
Oktoberfest. I went to twice, and it was just a fun time.
How do those waitresses carry like how many mugs in one hand?
There's a lot. I got some pictures. I got some old pictures from back in the day of them carrying those. It's just amazing the weight of that.
Oh, and they've got like 8 in each hand, and then like a thing on top, and a few more beers on top of their head. Wow.
Then we buy a big pretzel that's about like this big. Yeah. Take a chunk off and hand it around.
Oh, nice.
But what was cool about Oktoberfest is you'll be sitting there, and every table that's around you are people from different places. I mean, you're Italians, you got Asians. I mean, just that's everybody. Cool. Yeah,
so nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So while you were in that band, were you guys at a bar that was like it's like your weekly thing, like you did with GB Leighton?
Yeah. Actually, that's how it started, and that's how I auditioned and joined the band. They were doing a thing at the Whiskey Junction, right down next to the Caboose, and they're holding down Thursday nights, and they would always have different local players or whomever, like sit in and just not make up songs, but jam to, the vibe with that band was rockabilly, Americana, rootsy stuff, so we
a kind of Brian Setzer kind of deal.
Very similar, yeah. Okay. Yep.
And it's too bad because I'll tell you, the Whiskey Junction was a really cool bar. Especially with the Caboose next door. You had this, more of that biker crowd that came in, but it was eclectic. Big patio. You could go back and forth. The music was great. And I just absolutely loved it. So I was really kind of bummed out to see the Whiskey Junction, fold and go out of business.
That's a staple. That was a staple.
It was a staple. Yep.
Even that whole West Bank, when they had Cedar Fest, when that disappeared, and I feel like that was kind of the decline of the bigger live music.
So many things disappeared downtown and uptown, and it's all not the same anymore. But
true.
Hey, we're old. We don't need to go down there anyway.
No.
Well, and it's changed down there quite a bit. To be honest with you,
the Caboose used to be like the end of a train, right? And now it's referred to as like the bottom of your backside.
yeah, pretty much.
That's a caboose. This was the caboose.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, it's a little bit different down there, and even the caboose isn't as busy as it used to be. Not even close.
Well, the light rail station down there,
it just killed it.
Yeah.
There was unfortunately, it really did. Where people could have, like jumped on the train and head down to the caboose. There you go. You could stumble from the train station over there, stumble back and go home to South Minneapolis. Great if you live down there, but
yeah. And I think now though, as a society, we're still just used to our cars, right? We want to go down there, and that's when things were happening. When they had, there was 1,000 parking spaces across the street from those clubs, and that's not there anymore. So I think that's
that big parking lot's gone too.
Yeah,
I haven't even
that's
been there.
a station. Interchanging thing, the big building.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. And then now,
like the Mirage. Remember that parking
right?
Across from
And the Mirage wasn't too far away.
You didn't have to pay for parking.
Mr. Nibs and became the Mirage, and that was like on 26th, just literally blocks away. Right. And now it's a bakery, a French bakery.
That's right.
And you had Seven Corners right there too.
Right, and they bought whoever the business owner has bought the Mirage, and they bought the bar next to it, Norma Jean's, I think it was called.
That's right.
And then they turned it into a bakery. So
a bakery,
bakery. But the Hexagon bar is still their French bakery.
Oh, okay.
From France. So they turned it into a French bakery, and the Hexagon bar is still there. The bowling alley is still across the street, so you just have that stuff.
Is that Stardust?
Stardust lanes, yeah. But it's too bad because, the whiskey was a staple with the caboose, and that was, a kind of eclectic part of, the Minneapolis nightlife, and the music scene and everything else. And it closed down. It was closed down for a couple of years, and then somebody burned it down. Somebody, a pyromaniac decided that they were going to burn it down, and they burned it down. Yeah. So down it went, which is too bad. So I hope that they can kind of rekindle it, not put some sort of office building in there, but hopefully. But like Patrick knows, the music scene is a different beast now, wouldn't you say?
A little bit, yeah. That's what I'm told. Minneapolis used to really be flourishing with that, but I couldn't. I don't know what the pulse. I mean, I was just like always in it, so I kind of could tell, but I have no idea what's going on there now. In Sacramento, I think we talked about it before. How is the scene like in California? Even that's changed quite a bit, hasn't it? Because even in LA, when you had the Strip, everybody talked music, and now it's just not even there anymore. I
think that's just music overall, isn't it? I think no one, unless you go out and search for music, no one's talking about it, and it's all the people that are searching for music that are talking to each other about it. And
you used to have to go out on a Friday night to find it. Now
exactly.
You can search.
Open up your Facebook or whatever your social is, and here's the latest from the guy that's in his basement.
So how do you deal with that as a musician nowadays, where everything seems to be more internet based, social media based, internet based. Even recording, you can do all sorts of recording. I mean, even my studio here, I've got some old school stuff, but I have a Spark 2 amp that I can plug in, and I can make any kind of cabinet sound that I want. Now, of course, I still have my Mesa Boogie over there.
Oh yeah,
a dual rectifier with my Gens Benz 412. To do, and even that one there, I can do a tube and I can do solid state, but I do a tube through that, and I put one of these mics in, and it just sounds warm with a Digio 2, which is ancient now, but with Firewire. So I mean, it's ancient, and then my computer that I use with it is Windows 7. but I got to use Windows 7 with this old gear, but it gives the warmth that you don't get nowadays with all of the solid state. Everything's solid state, and you don't have the warmth that you have with the tubes. So I got that. And I still have, with my laptop, I can still do Studio 4, and I can do a lot of different stuff, but even the recordings I do with that aren't as warm as what I get with the old school equipment. So I keep it, and I keep that old stuff running, so I can do that. But how do you manage? I mean, I can, screw around here in the studio, but how do you manage, recording and playing and getting out in social media and all that stuff? Nowadays,
I think to maybe start with the point of social media, I think that, yes, that's important. And I know that, for instance, Brian has a person that just runs the social media for him full time, and that's...
You almost need that.
Really, you do.
Because it's like, now you see all the things on there. You got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got Snapchat, you got all the little...
it's not Twitter anymore. It's
X.
X. Yeah. So,
but you have all those little things down there, Now it's going to be, in a few years from now, it's going to be...
all it's going to be is links to...
Yeah, exactly, to different places.
Sites, yeah.
Right.
So with that, I guess that's what's important. If you can have someone, but not everybody... like Brian can have someone running full time. So, I think
you need a young person.
Yeah, that's the key, right?
That's the major thing.
Don't put a weird emoji on your post because someone might take that wrong, right, or something. But
but we're just too old to understand how it all works.
Yeah,
I saw a commercial or like the video years ago where the regular guy, the 40-year-old guy, doesn't know how to figure out the VCR and stuff. It was a VCR back then. He's like this, and the 4-year-old kid comes over, grabs a remote, goes up and does stuff, and hands it back to him, and everything's working. The stereo, the VCR, the TV. And he's like looking at the kid. The kid's like 4.
Yeah,
but that's what it is nowadays because everything that you're dealing
hand a
with.
kid a rotary phone.
Yeah,
they're going to be like, "What is that?"
Right?
And that's funny because the same thing. There's a video out of like 2 kids. Grandma hands them a rotary phone, plugs it in, and says, "Dial this number for me." And they're like pressing on it. They don't know that they have to do this, and they're like, and they're talking to each other. They're Googling on their phones how to do it. And then finally, the kid looks at a video and goes, "Are you serious, Grandma?" then they were able to.
But it's really funny when you watch someone that's probably like her going how fast they were.
Yeah.
Right?
It's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, because
that had a 9 in their number back in those days.
I gotta go all the way around.
So I mean, we're all at that age. We're like in our, except for Patrick. Patrick's the baby.
Baby Pat.
I'm a 53-year-old baby. I'm like half a generation behind you guys.
You're like an 8th.
What size diaper do you wear?
But I mean,
depends what I eat the night before.
I mean, it was different back when we were younger, when we were playing. Your social media was city pages.
Right.
Yep.
Literally, you had to open the city pages and you had to see when the bands are playing, where they're playing at, and then you went. And then you would call your friends up on a regular phone that had, a cord, and you talk to them. There's no texting. You called them up, and then you'd meet them.
I thought you sent smoke signals.
Oh well, yeah.
Well,
and you would call the bartender and say, "Hey, tell Brett I'm running late. Something happened. I'll be there in a half an hour." Right. And the bartender would be like, "Okay, I'll let him know." Click. It's like, that's
like doing The Simpsons.
Well, and that's funny. The kids nowadays don't know the pain that we had to go through because we didn't have a cell phone or texting or internet or social media
by just scrolling and finding their
we
name.
were not tethered to
long pushing 3 on a phone. You had to remember the 7-digit number.
When your dad whistles, that means dinner's ready and get your ass home.
And you better get your ass home.
And we remember the days when we didn't have to use an area code.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was 7 numbers.
It was 7 numbers, and that's what it was.
It's 9. You're going to throw 3 more.
My number was 935-8031.
And I remember when the area codes came in, it was like one more came in, right? Yeah. I think it was like, was it 952 or 763 that first came in?
I think 952.
952, and it's like,
no, it was 651.
Oh, 651.
651.
Yeah. And it's like, how are we going to remember this? It's so long.
Because you wanted to call Jenny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the funny thing. Can you imagine the guy that had the number 8675301? And he was probably thinking, God, thank God there's a 612 in front of it, or 651.
Right. They have one in Sacramento. It's 916-867-5309, but it's a company. And he said people will call it as a joke. And he's like, "Hey, do you need your gutters cleaned or your HVAC repaired or tuned up?" And like he says, he gets business out of it.
And he does.